Hey guys, welcome to week 6 of Afternoon Adventures. We have some incredible adventures in store for you again this week. This week's sponsor are my friends over at No H2O On Demand. Their convenient and waterless system means your car can be washed or detailed anywhere, anytime they come to you. They also offer sanitation packages. Check them out at noh2o.com or on the App Store to book your appointment. Okay, it's time for another adventure.
Hello friends, it's Miss Huckle here, and I am so excited to talk to you today about perspective and surrealism and drawing a landscape. So we are going to have a wonderful, fun adventure today making a silly photograph in the style of surrealist artists like Salvador Dali. And we're also going to look at and learn the parts of a landscape so that we can draw one that obeys the principles of perspective, but it's going to look silly. So I'm really excited that you're coming along with us today, and let's have a really awesome art adventure together. Hello friends, I'm so excited that you're here with us today to talk about art, to make some art, and to talk about things that are near and far. Whether you're joining us from near or far, we've got something fun for everybody today, and let's learn together. This is our friend Grover, and some of us remember him from when we were very small. Some of us are small and enjoy watching him, and Grover is an expert at things that are near and far. So we're going to learn with him today while we explore surrealism in the style of artist Salvador Dali, and we're going to work on a landscape. I like you near or far. Whether you are joining us from Texas or somewhere super far away, we all share the same feelings sometimes. So I would like to check in with you and see what you're feeling today. You might be feeling, grouchy. If you're feeling grouchy, go ahead and touch that red circle. Whatever you're feeling today is okay with me. I'm feeling super happy because I get to make art with you. So I'm going to touch, the green star. If you're feeling tired, maybe you need a little nap, go ahead and touch the yellow square. And if you are feeling wiggly today, touch the purple splash. That is an organic shape, and I like that one a lot. How about touching the pink heart if you just like pink hearts? Boop. Pablo Picasso says, art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. And I know that lately when I'm missing out on some of the fun things that I usually get to do, there are times that I feel like every day is the same stuff. And sometimes that makes me feel a little bit sad. But one thing that I love about art is that it gives us an opportunity to bring back surprises and bring back inspiration into our life. And I love the way that art makes life exciting and fun and brings color to the things that I do. Creative people never give up. And we say this in my classroom a lot. So we put up one strong arm like this and another strong arm like this, and we say, never give up. Can you say that back to me? Oh, good job. Let's try it one more time. An artist never gives up. Good job. We're going to talk a little bit about creative thinking, and there is a wonderful artist named Salvador Dali, and he is known as being a surrealist art, which means that the style of art he made was very real looking, but the things that were happening in his pictures were very surprising and very different from things that can happen in real life. I'd love for you to take a peek at this painting, which is called The Persistence of Memory, and think about anything in that picture that is a little bit surprising to you. If you've got somebody sitting there next to you, maybe you can turn to them and tell them something that you think is surprising about this picture. I am so excited that we get to watch this together. I'm going to play along with Grover, and I invite you to play with me too. We're going to talk about things that are near and far. And I am a big old grown-up, and I am not too old to do this. Remember I said that purple splash? This is going to get some of my wiggles out. Are you ready?
Hello there. This is your old pal Grover. And today I'm going to talk to you about near and far. In fact, I, little furry Grover, am going to show you near and far. Okay, here goes. First, this is near. Right here, near. This is far. This is near. You see? Oh, okay, I'll do once more for you, okay? Okay. This is near. This is far. And this is near again. Okay? You want to see it one more time? Oh, sure, I'm not doing anything. Okay, this is near. This is far. This is near. You got that, huh? You don't have that. Okay, this is near. And this is far. This is near. Now you must understand. You don't understand. This is far. I'll get there. Hold on. This is near. And now you understand. This is far. And this is near. You understand?
Oh man, guys, that's my favorite. I love near and far with Grover. So the reason that I wanted to talk about near and far with you is because you can play around with the idea of near and far in your works of art, and you can play tricks on people in the photographs that you take and the things that you draw. So I'd love for you to take a peek right now at these two pictures, which my daughter and her cousin Nora, my daughter's name is Tessa, and she's in the pink, and the girl in the yellow is named Nora, and that's my niece, and they are not allowed right now to spend time together because of quarantine. So they found a really creative way to make a surrealist picture, which they took by playing with the idea of near and far. So what these girls did is they took turns standing a little bit closer to the camera, and then one girl would run way far away like Grover did and be small off in the distance. So when we play around with this idea, that's called perspective. And an object that is far away from us, just like Grover was in that video, is going to look what? You can tell me. Did you say small? Because you're right. Something that is far away is going to look small. So Tessa and Nora were able to make it look like they were holding each other like a little toy in their hands by playing around with perspective and near and far. So you can create a photo like this if you think about something unusual, something surreal that you could hold inside your hand. Maybe it's your family car. Maybe it's your neighbor's house. Maybe it's your pet. Or maybe you have another idea. Maybe something could be jumping on your back, or maybe you could even be standing on something unusual by playing around with near and far. So I hope that you try this idea and make a really awesome photo after we go off of this video today, because I think you're an amazing artist and I bet you'll do a really, really good job. Artists draw things to look near and far in landscapes. What do you already know about landscapes? I'm sure that we have some knowledgeable artists who know a lot about landscapes already. Can you name some things that you know about landscapes, or maybe some vocabulary of landscapes? I'll give you a second to think. Did you come up with some? These are some of the parts of a landscape. We have the foreground, we have the middle ground, we have the background, and we have the horizon line. So you can use a pen tool if you would like to label the picture on the next page. I'll give you just a moment to look at it. If you find the foreground, then you probably found some things that are very colorful. Go ahead and circle your finger around objects that are in the foreground of this picture. Way to go. The middle ground has something in it that is very large and actually goes way up into the sky. The base of that tree is located in the middle ground of this picture. And then those small triangle-shaped pine trees are actually in what's called the background of the picture, and they are moving way out close to what we call the horizon line. Give yourself a pat on the back if you already knew all those things. Good job. When you make a landscape, there are a few things that are helpful to know before you begin. The first thing is a horizon line. The horizon line is the line where sky is above and ground is below. The horizon line is the line where those two things meet. When an object like a tree is close to the horizon line, it's going to look small to our eyes. So let's say that this is a little pine tree. That place is called the background. And things look small when they're in the background and close to the horizon line. If an object is a little closer to the viewer, it's going to be a little bit bigger. We call that space the middle ground. And if you're drawing the same kind of tree, you're going to make it just a little bit bigger when it lands there. Let's write middle ground. And lastly, if you have an object that's really close to the viewer, that's going to be the biggest. We call that space the foreground. And of course, you can make much more creative things than these funny little triangle trees, but that's the basic idea of creating a landscape. Hello friends, I'm so excited to read to you one of my favorite stories called Pencil's Perfect Picture. Pencil's Perfect Picture. I want to do something special for my dad today, but what? I know I'll draw him the greatest, the best, the most perfect picture he has ever seen. There's just one problem. I don't know what makes a picture perfect. I'll have to learn what a perfect picture looks like before I can draw one, and I think I know where to find the answer. Excuse me, brush. One moment, please. I need to add the finishing touch. Swish, swash, swoosh, voila! Incredible! It looks so real. Does that make your picture perfect? Perfect. Ha! I paint for pleasure. That's nice, but I have to know what makes a picture perfect. I'll ask Marker. Maybe I can catch a tip or two from him. Hi, Marker. You know a lot about drawing, right? Absolutely. First, I draw over here. Next, I move straight up the side. And then I circle back home for the win. Wow, such action! Does that make your picture perfect? Perfect schmurfect. My motto is do your best. That's a great goal. I'm doing my best to find out how to make a perfect picture. I'll go ask Pastel. She may have the answer I need. Sorry to interrupt, Pastel, but can I ask you about your picture? Of course, but first, take a deep breath in, blow it out, and now create. Beautiful. Your picture makes me feel happy. Would you say that makes it perfect? I draw for peace, not perfection. I don't think I'll find peace until I know how to draw a perfect picture. I bet the crayons know. They really think outside the box. Gather around, class. We have a special visitor today. Say hello to Pencil. Hi, Pencil. Hello, everyone. I'm very impressed by your pictures. I spilled soup on my picture. Bats sleep upside down. Look, it's you. So much color. Can you tell me if that makes these pictures perfect? You're silly, Pencil. We draw because it's fun. Drawing is fun, I guess. It would be more fun if someone could tell me how to draw a perfect picture. How come no one knows? Squeak! Oh, hey, Chalk. That's quite a picture you have there. Squeak! Squeal! Screech! It's noisy, yet nice. Does that make a perfect picture? Oh, hi, Pencil. Did you say something? What am I going to do? I want to draw a beautiful, incredible, positively perfect picture for my dad, but I still don't know what makes a picture perfect. All I learned was to draw for pleasure or peace, to have fun, and do my best. Wait, what if I put them together? Scritch, scrinkle back here, scratch, breathe in, blow it out, scribble, woohoo! This is fun! Did I do it? Is this the perfect picture? Hey, Pencil, what are you working on? Well, I wanted to draw something special for you today, so I tried to draw you a picture, but wow, this picture is perfect! Really? But how do you know? It's perfect because you drew it for me. I sure like that book, and it reminds me to just do my best to have fun, and I don't need to worry about anything being perfect, and neither do you. Okay, friends, now that we are confident and ready, let's make our own surreal landscape like Salvador Dali. I'm beginning with a marker, but my advice to you is begin with a pencil. Let's draw a swirl like a snail shell. Swirling towards the middle. I'm actually going to switch markers because that one is a little bit dried out. I'm swirling over my lines, and you'll notice that mine is a little bit lumpy. I kind of like it that way. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I'm gonna go up and down. This is the body of my snail. He's kind of like a little worm. He has a tail on the end, and let's give him a ruffle on the bottom. This is how he moves and slides around on the ground. He has a smile and 2 stalks for his big, goofy eyeballs. 1, 2. I like him. He's in the foreground, so he's really big. Let's give him something to eat. I gave a squiggle on the ground and went up. This is gonna be a carrot. I gave it some lines on the sides and a pointy stalk. Maybe yours is a strawberry or something else popping up out of the dirt. That looks yummy. Now let's go even more surreal. Instead of a carrot, I think this one is going to be a pencil. Next to my big carrot, there is a big pencil growing up out of the ground. That is very surprising. I think Salvador Dali would be proud of me. All of these objects are really big because they're in the foreground of my picture. They are close to the viewer and they look super large. Now back here, I'm in the middle section of my paper. Does anyone remember what that's called? We call that the middle ground. I'm going going to draw a kitty. And my kitty is going to be doing something super silly. You don't have to draw all the exact same things that I do, but you can get some ideas from me. My silly kitty with a striped tail is standing on a big oval. Can anyone guess what it is? If you guessed a skateboard, you're right. My silly, surreal kitty is riding on a skateboard. And we all know that a cat is much bigger than a snail, but he looks smaller because he's in the middle ground of my picture. So he is farther off in the distance, and that's why he looks small. Way back here, I'm making kind of a 5 bumped shape, and I'm gonna make this a turtle. You can make a different animal for me. If you wanna make just a dancing star, that might be fun to make. But my turtle is way back there, getting closer to where I'll put my horizon line. And he is in the background of my picture. This long wiggly line is the string on a kite. My turtle is enjoying this beautiful sunny day, and he is flying a kite. Since the kite is getting farther away from him, you'll notice that my little ribbons that are triangle shapes on the kite get a little bigger as they get closer up. These friends need a place to go. Do you remember the story about the old woman who lived in a shoe? I think that I'm gonna make something kind of like that. I'm gonna make a shoe house. I'm drawing a big boot. And this rectangle with a circle is the door. They can go inside this shoe. This is a shoe building. That's very silly. I think it needs some shoelaces on there. And since it's made of leather, let's give it some stitching. Dot, dot, dot. And you know, I think after I give it a window, I think the snail wants to slurp his way back to that shoe house on a path. So I'm gonna draw a wiggly path that gets wider at the bottom of my page and skinnier close to the shoe. Snail is gonna go walk to the shoe. And lastly, let's give this a horizon line. If you were beginning with pencil, you could start right away with your horizon line, but I put mine in so I could do overlapping with my marker. So I saved it for the end. Let's put in some swirly clouds. And my sun can be a very silly shape. My sun is a lemon, and it has a smiley face, and it is super goofy. I can't wait to color this in. I'm already thinking about the fun colors that I'm gonna put on this very surreal and silly picture. Let's add a few flowers so we can add a little bit more color, and you'll notice they're getting smaller as they get close to the horizon line. Ta-da!
Hello, I'm Ella. I'm coloring my mom's picture, so I colored in a little bit of the cat and the snail I'm getting on. The sun I did the turtle. I'm going to color some more.
You're awesome. This picture is definitely surreal and makes things smaller as they get close to the horizon line. My daughter and I made this picture together when she was younger. It doesn't obey the laws of perspective, but it's definitely surreal. Younger artists should be very able to make a picture that is silly and surprising and can learn rules of perspective a little bit at a time. I am so proud of you for coming along on our art adventure today and making something wonderful. Don't worry if you weren't able to finish in the time that we have together. You can finish your picture whenever you have time. I usually like to begin with pencil and then add more details and more creativity later. Thank you so much for joining us today. And my Instagram account is called The Silver Sparkle Lining. I actually also have a blog by that title, and my name is Kristen Huckle. It was so fun meeting you today and making art with you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.